Well, thank you for having us. I really appreciate that. Sure thing. We are the Outer Space Society. We have a current collection of 1,500 Space Turian cards, which is kind of our VIP member card that whitelists you for life for all of our future mints and drops and all sorts of fun stuff. A lot of exclusive benefits there. But the real timely and exciting thing is that we have a mint of our first like NFT collection with, sort of the PFP style that people are used to. And these PFPs look like what you see Leo's avatar looks like, where you've got aliens and some, in my opinion, pretty fashionable hypeware. So I love the look of them. I think a lot of our community and the CNFT community at large has responded pretty positively to the visual looks of these things, and we've got a really exciting roadmap planned with lots of things, including bringing some of the hypeware items that you see the aliens wearing to real life, to our community and the world at large, where you can wear some of the same things that you see the aliens wearing. We also have in the farther future a mobile game with PvP planned and a NFT hub where lots of the CNFT and maybe even other chains can gather and talk about NFTs and list it in the marketplace and basically just sort of this centralized area where lots of NFT things can happen and congregate on. Did I do a pretty good job of running that down, Leo?
Yeah, actually, Alex through Leo's
Alex.
account, but yeah, that's basically it. So on the Space Hub thing, also an important thing is that you can access your Space Touring Card benefits directly through the website, so that we have just a little bit more order than on Discord. So that's the basic idea behind it. Yeah. Um, yeah. Originally, Leo and I, we know each other now for a pretty long time, since elementary school to be exact. And we always had like the vision to create something on our own, like a company. And one day I got a video by Max Mayer recommended about Cardano NFTs. And I thought it's pretty interesting. So yeah, I got involved, checked out some projects. And yeah, my first project that I minted was actually Claynation, and it went pretty well. And after that, we see, or I saw how much potential in Cardano NFTs is, and I talked with Leo, and we are pretty quick in the decision that we want to do our own project, and yeah, here we are. Yeah, so first of all, we contacted Aaron, our 3D designer, also from Germany, because we're both from Germany, and we searched for a talented 3D designer for our project. Met Aaron, and yeah, he was like the perfect addition to our team. And yeah, we three then invented and started OSS. And then the community like started to build, and we had a lot of dedicated members, like for example Plano, who is now glad, or I'm super glad that he is now on our team, and also a lot of other great guys. And yeah, that's how our team was built. We just yeah, so that's was just the way the team built, and now we're a team of 15 people. And yeah, it's crazy, and it went pretty fast. Yeah. So basically, we had the idea to bring hypeware to Cardano. That was the complete basic idea. And then we talked to Aaron and thought about the motive, the base object. And we didn't want to make the next animal profile picture project. And we thought about a base object that like resembles the human body a bit because the hypeware needs to be worn, and we thought, okay, aliens are in the imagination a little bit like the human body, and so we thought, and back then there were no other alien projects, so we thought let's invent the aliens, and at the same time also Ada and Waiters came, pretty funny, yeah. Right now, it's completely focused on the hype where we will build a narrative or behind it. We have ideas, but right now that's the main thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we're kicking around some lore and some ideas on the back end, but nothing we're ready to talk about yet. Let's put it that way. Yeah, exactly. Oh, don't feel bad. It's okay. Like, I mean, we're a pretty transparent team, so if we don't know the answer to something yet, we're confident enough to be able to tell you that. So it's okay. Feel free to ask anything, and if we can't tell you yet, we'll tell you we can't tell you yet. Sure thing.
Yeah, that's a good point because that's also our really main point of the roadmap, the creation of a hype collection. We always wanted to bring these pieces into physical wearables, but not like the merchandise, like a printed shirt and that's it. So we will definitely work together with other fashion companies in order to bring the hype collection on a high quality basis and also environmental friendly as possible. So yeah, we have some uh, companies in our eyes, but not enough to or not enough to go into detail yet, but we have some pretty good plans on that, yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that Leo has, or Alex, excuse me, I keep looking at the
No
name and
problem.
it's throwing me. But one of the things that Alex hasn't quite mentioned yet is that Leo and Alex both moved from, the country they were used to be in of Germany to Malta, specifically to set up an LLC for this project. And that gives us kind of like the public company, that public business front in order to approach these companies, these fashion designers and stuff, and have a professional front, and we're not just some Discord NFT project reaching out to them. So they've done an excellent job of giving us a solid foundation of which to kind of really achieve and fulfill these goals in the future.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially in Germany. Totally correct, yeah. Yes, in 3 days the card holder mint and in 4 days the raffled public mint takes place. So we are super excited about it. So the card holder mint takes exactly place at 2 p.m. UTC on the 10th of June. And we reserved 5,250 of the 5,555 hellions for the card holders. With the standard Space Touring card, you're able to mint 3 hellions with a discount of 15%. And with the Founders Edition, so we have 2 editions of the cards, you are able to mint 4 hellions with a discount of 20%. And if you hold multiple cards, then the stacks. Yeah.
It makes a lot more sense when you can look at it than just hearing it in a voice chat. But yeah, the official mint price, the full mint price without any discounts or anything factored in is 65 US dollars, and approximately 24 hours before the mint itself, we are going to be converting that 65 US dollars to ADA, and you will be paying the equivalent of that in ADA. 24 hours before the mint. Mhm. Correct. Excellent question. We just wrapped up a meme contest. That one was very popular. I was very pleasantly surprised at all of the amazing content that our community put together for that. We also had like a creator-based kind of content to see who could get the most engagement on some creative posts, and we had some really awesome videos. One by Crypto Learner, and another one, I believe it was from High something. Really cool stuff though.
iGaming, yeah.
High Gaming, that's the one. And yeah, just really, really cool and impressive stuff. But as a community, we also come together to do games pretty often. There's a bunch of Rumble Royales pretty much every morning or so, at least in my time, US Eastern time. It's morning. And we also do like poker tournaments, and we've had some joint poker tournaments with other major projects, which is nice. And it's really cool. Like our community is really starting to form, and that's one of the reasons why we've done, I would say the main reason why we've done the Space Churian card is to kind of help reinforce and build that dedicated core community, and that the cards help us do that in a lot of really awesome and fun ways. One of the main ones is that we can have exclusive parts of the Discord that's only open when you have that card in a verified wallet. And we also do exclusive giveaways, and we do like a weekly sweep where we'll take 1,000 ADA and put it out to the community to see what projects they want, and they pick the best ones, and then we put four of those up on a Twitter poll, and then all of Twitter gets to vote on which project out of those four gets the floor swept, and then we take that 1,000 ADA, sweep the floor, and then hold an exclusive giveaway for the card holders. And that's been a very popular thing that we've been doing as well. Yeah, it's one of the things that I've really loved too, and it really helps like a number of things, right? Where it's like we get to reward our card holders, they get to feel like they're participating in something, and they also get to talk about the projects that they're very passionate about that isn't just ours, and then we also get that kind of reach too, right? Where all the other projects that are getting promoted from within our community get to see us on Twitter because now they're involved in this poll that they're fighting over, which is kind of fun and engaging too. Yeah, that is nice too. Yeah, it's true. It's funny because, like, and sometimes in my mind, I kind of picture the CNFT community as almost like a high school, right? Where you got the kind of cliques running, and there's definitely, some projects that get along real well together. And, we're the new kid on the block right now, but we are making some very, fun friends, and things are working out pretty well for us, knock on wood. So we like the way things are going. Let's put it that way. For the Halions mint, we've got 5,555 Halions that'll be in that collection. That is definitely a possibility. We have, right, 1,500 Space Turian cards. There's a number of those that are being held by the project. But with, 3 or 4 Halions a card, you could imagine, right, that if all of our card holders decide to use their cards to the fullest extent, there will be a very small supply of public Halions available.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Right, yeah, sorry.
I think that's a very reasonable and rationale outlook, and that's one that we kind of share as a team. We are preparing for all likelihoods, right? Like we are making sure we don't kind of leave ourselves not enough wiggle room, but we're also trying to make sure that we don't, thread things too far the other way either. So we're keeping a very close eye on our numbers, and we are very prepared for pretty much all eventualities. So it's all good. Yeah, that's true. And I mean it is very, very fine. And obviously the people on both sides of that line want it more to their favor. So we yeah. That's it. I mean, and obviously, like as a project, we really have to take care of our card holders, right? And I mean that especially with the fact that they've shown their faith in us. They show up every day, and they all not just like with their time, energy, and effort, but also with their money, right? Like they either minted a Space Turian card or bought it off the secondary market if they're holding one now. And that shows a lot of faith in us, and we want to repay that in kind, which is why the card holders come first. Both figuratively and literally. They get to mint first, and they get the discount, and then whatever is kind of left over from that mint is what's going to be there for the public, and we feel like that'll be a pretty good amount. But obviously, like whatever happens, happens. So yeah. I would be super open to that. I mean, obviously, our founders are going to have to give the final say, but I'm a big fan of Disco Solaris. I have a pretty high-ranking one, and so I dig that art style. I think it would be really cool to see some Halions decked out and some of that stuff. So I think we'd be open to it.
Yeah, sure. We have them on our radar as well. We had some pretty cool collabs like with Smooth Yeti Mountain Club, and we also have some collaboration trades in our collection, in the Hellion collection, from some projects we work together with. We really like, and they helped us grow. So right now, we have a lot of stuff, of course, to do regarding the mint, but we are always open for collaborations, and especially regarding Disco Solaris, we are super open. Yeah. I have to go with Clay Nation, of course, because it's just, yeah, it's just the story behind it, because they brought me to Cardano NFTs. So I know it's a pretty ambitious one, but yeah, if I had to choose one, of course, Clay Nation.
I know. Huh. It's rough because like I don't really think about it in terms of like best, and we already have some really good ones. Like if in a vacuum, like I'm a really big fan of Lion Legends and Lazy Llamas, but we already kind of have some partnerships and collabs ongoing with those. So if I had to pick like a pie in the sky one, I mean, Space Buds obviously is kind of like the Cadillac and the OG of the OGs, right? With Alessandro and all. So I'd probably go with Space Buds for one that we don't have. That would be really cool and exciting. Yeah, and I don't hold a space bud. I don't have that kind of money. I don't hold a space bud. I don't hold, a lot of those really cool, clay nations. I'm a poor boy. I got the I guess you would say budget picks or whatever. I'm sure they're still expensive to a lot of people, but yeah, I don't have the crazy expensive ones, unfortunately. You want to feel this one, Leo? Because I want to be real careful. I don't give anything I'm not supposed to be giving away.
Yeah, yeah, I have to be really
Or
cautious with this. So we have
Alex.
really, yeah, we we yeah, we really have a lot in the planning, and I'm pretty sure that everyone will definitely like it. But I don't want to spoil it too much. In 2 days, our white paper goes online. There will some things are explained there and teased there, but I don't want to give anything yet away yet.
Yeah, I know we
But
can
yeah,
talk at least a little bit that we've got a confidential airdrop that's going out to the Founders Edition card holders. That is public. We know that there is another Aliens collection coming in the near future. And then there's going to be some exciting, like activities. I don't even know how to call it, and I want to be careful not to give anything too much away, but there will be some really cool and engaging stuff to do after the mint. You don't have to
so
worry about after the mint things going dead.
yeah, so basically we won't just be a proper picture project. We will definitely build utilities around our holders or for our holders. Yeah, that's for sure. Around 1 week after our Hellion drop. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Um,
they've got a pretty aggressive I would say like most people would call it a roadmap, we call it a space map, but if you look like at the quarters for what we have planned, it comes pretty quick in pretty quick succession. Yeah.
yeah, because we know that it's pretty ambitious, and of course we know that we need external help for the roadmap points. Everything else would not make much sense. So we will simultaneously start the development of the different aspects, so that not too much time passes by without anything new. We will definitely expand our team, that's for sure. If that was the question. First of all, for Hellion Season 2, we will work together with different artists. I can give away that the Hellion theme will be there, aliens and hyper. But other than that, and it will be 3D. But other than that, we will improve. We always want to improve our style and everything. So we will work together with different artists, and also for the development of the space hub, we need developers, we need web designers, so all that kind of stuff, or all the people that help us fulfill our goals will join our team. 100%, yeah. Yeah, like a family here. It's crazy because we're pretty involved in some Ethereum stuff and yeah, followed it along. But yeah, never a place like the Cardano family, to be honest. And that's what we really love about it. So yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, so I think that you have, because a lot of Ethereum projects have a lot of great people behind them and a lot of money, of course, a lot of. So I think there is still a quality gap between good Ethereum projects and good Cardano projects. I have to admit that because there are just people from Disney working on that, from all our big companies, and we don't quite have it here on Cardano. So we took a look at a lot of projects on Ethereum, took out the good things about it, and tried to implement it here on Cardano. And here you have the advantage that you can really form a community. I think that's what most Ethereum, also really good Ethereum projects, are missing, a really core community that believes in the project and doesn't just want to flip. And that's what I really admit on Cardano. And yeah, so we try to bring the good things from Ethereum into Cardano. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Cardano definitely has its benefits. Like I come from more of like the technical background side, so when I look at like Cardano versus Ethereum, my brain just automatically shifts to like that kind of UTXO versus accounts-based model and a lot of the like boring technical stuff. And that's why me personally, I'm so big on Cardano long term. Whereas like Ethereum, they're struggling with ETH 2.0, and from a technical standpoint, they've got to do a lot of things in order to achieve the scalability that I think Cardano is going to get at a much quicker rate because of the way that they're kind of architecturally designed. And so just like how Leo kind of touched on, where like right now all the big money is in Ethereum, so they like, which you kind of have to, right? If you're going to pay the kind of gas fees that Ethereum charges, you're going to have those kind of people who are playing in that playground. And when you've got that kind of money, you can hire those kind of artists. One of the things that Alex and Leo have done that's really cool, right, in my mind, is to bring some of those really big, awesome, impressive artists over. And I mean, we did a bunch of them for our legendary Halions, right? Like some special one of ones where we'll reach out to one of those really cool Ethereum artists and have them just do one special, unique one of one Halion. And we've got a number of those available in our collection that's coming out this Friday. Are
We
you?
have already
Mhm.
some of the legendaries shared on Twitter. You can check them out. Like one of the big names is Andreas Christidis. He is a pretty well-known artist in the film space. Um, and also other talented ones. You can just check them out on Twitter. because I don't have all the names now in my mind. Yeah.
I enjoy the memes. I enjoyed our meme contest like 100 times more than I thought I would. Like I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't what we got back. So I was like so pleasantly surprised and taken aback with how awesome our community was at that. Like let me just say, so cool, so awesome.
Um, I think back then just a 3D art because there wasn't really a 3D project back then when we started developing OSS. So we were really inspired by the awesome projects of Ethereum, the awesome 3D projects. And yeah, that was the main point we wanted to bring to Cardano, a really good looking 3D collection with hypeware. Um, our artist Aaron is using Unreal Engine for the main part, but also a bunch of different programs. So the base model is made in Unreal Engine, but then it goes through other programs. I personally can't go into detail. Then we should bring out our artist, but I think he's sleeping now. Yeah, so multiple programs, but the base model is made in Unreal.
Yeah, I'm gonna be no help on this one either. Sorry.
Good one.
I have a day job. I'm an accountant and financial analyst for a living. One of the things that I really appreciate about this project is that this is what Alex and Leo do. This is their sole primary focus. And I appreciate that so much. I know a lot of projects are not in a similar position. And nothing knocking on them because I love a lot of them, but it's really nice to see one where you've got the founders who are giving it their all. And I mean, you're talking about two guys who have relocated to a brand new country in order to do it right and do it best. And so they are all in, burn the boats mentality, if you're familiar with that terminology. And I'm really excited, and they have my full support for sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was studying. I had dual studies, business informatics back then in Berlin, but quit it now, and yeah, we moved to Malta together. Yeah, sure. The white paper gets released in 2 days on the 9th of June, and there will also be published, or the first utility for holding card and Hellions, but I can't spoil it yet. Love the project, love the artwork. Also, pretty open to it, yeah. Aaron is designing the clothing right now, our 3D artist. So Leo and I give like the direction, what we would like to have, what we think is super cool, and Aaron has the big creativity to form it into a clothing piece. Yeah. No, no, he had learned 3D design from the beginning. He studied 3D design, and that's his whole 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 thing. So no, he isn't in the fashion industry, if that's the question. Um, because I think it just gives the whole project really more depth, and also I admire, as I said, I admire a lot of Ethereum artists. I think they're great, and we reached out to them, and luckily, a few of them said yes, let's do it. And yeah, I think that makes the collection just so much more interesting, in my opinion, and that's why we decided we really want to have them as our legendaries.
Right. And we also, Aaron also did some of the legendaries. I don't want to
Yeah,
make it sound like like all the legendaries are done by different artists, but it's, to me, something that I find really cool and intriguing, and even before I was on the team, really spoke to me, that you've got these super unique versions of the Haliens that don't look like anything else in the collection, because a lot of times you'll get these one of ones that you can tell are one of ones because they look special, but they still look pretty similar and in the same vein as the rest of the collection. And we've got some of those, but some of the ones that we have that are legendaries, I mean, super stand out. I mean, the one where you've got a diamond one walking through what looks like the surface of Mars with the sun reflecting through him, like, obviously looks like nothing else in our collection. So stuff like that, that's like just mind blowing to me and really cool. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, sure, sure. So to be completely honest, one thing that we really didn't plan well in the beginning was we wanted to drop 10,000 Hellions and 3,000 Spesturian cards at a at really not a good timing. The market was quite down, and we realized pretty fast that we are not able to do that. And yeah, we cut the supply in half, and so that was definitely a mistake by us. To looking back. Um, and yeah, that was just that needed some quick reactions, to put it that way. But right now, I think things turned out really positively, and we're super happy to have now such a community behind us and a lot of people liking the project. But yeah, that was the point that was a bit hard.
Yeah, and just to speak to that a little bit from my point of view, because during that time I was a community member, and I was thoroughly impressed at how it was handled on OSS's side. And I mean, you talk about turning like a bad situation that could, I mean, it crippled, I mean, really impressive projects. It I saw go down right during the same time, where it seemingly before this happened, um, every collection sold out. And then as soon as this kind of time period hit, every collection was struggling. And I mean, you saw certain projects like Boss DAO and Black Tie Collective that have fantastic teams and awesome roadmaps and really cool stuff. They struggled to sell out during the same period, and so, and it just sort of happened overnight. But one of the things that I was so impressed with Alex and Leo is in real time they, said, okay, we're going to pause this mint, we're cutting the supply in half, and we're going to take care of everybody who, minted a card. You're going to get some special founders edition, and we're going to, update that one, and then the next cards that come out, they're going to be very similar but not the same, and yours is going to be special and it's going to have a little bit of fringe benefits to it. And we've seen the results of that kind of play out, and it's been really good. Like if you look at our cards, the original mint price at the time was 45 ADA. And if you look and compare that to the founders editions now, it's like a 10x from where it was. And I think that goes to show some of the quick thinking and kind of excellent response to that sort of thing. It thoroughly impressed me from Alex and Leo at the time. And I've seen a lot of that same quick thinking and smart thinking play out till today. And it's something that, I mean, I've really been impressed with them for sure. Cool. Well, that's very good to hear. If any of those people who are requesting are in the audience right now, they're like, shout out to you guys. Like, we love
Yeah,
you so
thank you
much.
guys. So right now we already have given out whitelist spots to the public mint. It will be a ruffled one, so basically a whitelisted public mint because we just don't want a lot of people to send ADA and then a lot of people have to get refunded. So right now we give out 305 whitelist spots, the amount that is not whitelisted for the Space Touring card holders. And after that, we need to have a look how many of the Space Touring card spots were actually minted, and then decide how to do the final public sale.
Right. So yeah, well, we have like a lot of spots that if you are looking, and we still have some spots left. So if there's anybody who is in the audience right now and wants to mint a Halion and hasn't gotten a Space Charian card and isn't sure about getting a Space Charian card, the best thing for you to do is to join our Discord and to take part in some of the stuff we have going on. Like we have games that go on all the time where we're handing out whitelist spots and contests and promotions. We got collabs with other projects where they're handing out whitelist spots. But if you get yourself one of those whitelist spots, you can guarantee yourself the ability to mint a Halion on Saturday.
And we would also like to give you guys, CNFT Tools, 10 whitelist spots you're able to give away if you'd like to do that. We'll... Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Awesome.
And we
Agree
have one of
100%.
the best in the
Yeah.
CNFT space, like for sure. Like our community is top tier, so awesome. And I think that that speaks to like what Alex and Leo have built that has attracted such quality people to the party, so to speak. And then also like just for the people themselves, like we've got like a great community who like in my mind, like you get a lot of different types of people in CNFTs or NFTs in general, right? Like you get a lot of the kind of like win zombies who just come in and ask, you know, like when mint and how whitelist and those sort of stuff. And we've got a fair mix of those too, but we've got a really awesome group of like grab a shovel people who are down to help out, are down to build and create their own content and to answer questions in chat and to go out and spread the word and to talk about us and they follow us into places like this and it's just a really cool and awesome group of people. Like I enjoy just sitting and chatting sometimes in our Discord and I mean it's just I can't gush enough about how awesome our community is. Well, I'll take any direct comparisons to Ape Society. So if they edged us out, I'm cool with that.
think
Alex, any parting words?
I think we covered everything important here, and it was really nice, Emma. So once again, thanks for inviting us over. Um, yeah.
Yeah, this was awesome. Like, thank you so much. Like, I mean, really good top to bottom. Like, I really enjoyed our time here. So thank you very much for having us and for, being as good as you are at your job. I believe so, right,
Yes.
Leo?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
on our
Yeah.
list. I know that. Like,
Definitely. Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
I get that's a little bit too specific to go into detail right now. But we will take that into account. Yeah.
I feel you though. I used to be that size. I actually lost a lot of weight, but I used to wear, 3, 4X myself. So I know how limiting those options can be at that point. So, oh goodness, I don't have that problem, but I'm like 5'11". But yeah, I was at my heaviest. I was like 440. I mean, I go by pounds because I'm a dirty U.S. citizen. But yeah, I don't even know what that is in stones or kilograms. But yeah, yeah. So I am now sitting at about 195. So thank you. Yeah.
I saw the pictures. It's really impressive. Like really, really impressive.
Yeah. If you knew me back then and you saw me on the street now, like I've had those kind of run-ins and like people don't recognize me, which is nice because now I get to either choose to make that encounter or not, which is always nice to have that kind of option.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. We can work something out. Yeah, sure.
All right, sounds good. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good one.